Hey everyone, thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. Tonight's show, mixed sex signals. How do you read them? Also, how to orgasm during intercourse with a new partner. And troubles with threesomes. Can you believe that? People have trouble. They're actually having threesomes and troubles. We're going to talk about all that and more. Thanks for listening. Okay, you guys, you know I'm always talking about how to mix things up in the bedroom. Well, Hustler Hollywood stores should be your main destination. They've got the best toys, erotica, sexy lingerie. I was there last night trying it on. I should take some pictures. Maybe put them on my Instagram account. It's a really great store. They've got about 12 locations. And last night I taught a workshop there about sex ed. It was sex ed, all the things you wish you learned in sex ed. We had a great crowd and we went shopping after. And they literally have every single toy product on the market that you've ever wanted to buy. And it's a great date night activity. Like, go there, check it out with a partner. And if you go to any Hustler Hollywood location, just say Sex with Emily sent you, and you get 20% off all your purchases at checkout, which is awesome. But now, go to hustlerhollywood.com, use code Emily20, and you also get a discount on the website. Because everyone needs a little added oomph to their sex life. Thanks for listening.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's gotta have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, I feel so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com. You can check out, oh my God, all the things happening there. And I'm actually launching a new website very shortly, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be so much better than it ever was. I always thought my websites were pretty damn good, but this one's going to freaking rock your world. Anderson, can't wait for you to see it. Sign up for my mailing list and follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and Snapchat now. It's all Sex with Emily. Anderson.
Is Snapchat the one that like disappears?
Yeah, it disappears, and we're just starting it. I'm just starting it. It is kind of shady. I'm just going to do like my nipples, like kind of half. You know, I've been waiting for a reason to just do like a 1 second, you know, maybe every day, like a body part.
Snapchat,
the body part.
Your thing you've been waiting for.
We'll see. I'm just saying that. So, Anderson, I haven't seen you since your big premiere on Saturday night. I'm really, really proud of you.
Thanks, kid.
Yeah. Anderson had like a sold out crowd at Busby's East, which is a really cool bar here in LA.
It was packed. It was too many people. There's a bunch of people that were there that I didn't even see there. That like I found out that they were there
like your
afterwards.
Wedding,
yeah, it was bigger than my wedding. Like, I didn't have that many. I didn't invite that many people to my wedding. But yeah, it was essentially a capacity crowd, and unfortunately, one of the 2 AC units was broken, so it was a hot crowd. And I actually am kind of happy about that because it was hot and miserable in there, but people still stuck around and enjoyed it.
Not one person left. People didn't even go to the bathroom. They didn't even get drinks. No, I was really proud of you. You got up there. Anderson, if you guys have been listening for a while, you know that he's, you know, you've been a student of film for a long time.
I will always be a student of film until I lose my mind or die. Yeah.
We should all be students of whatever we love. Like I'm a student of sex. Right. You've always student of film. So, but you released a bunch of your films, your short films.
I showed like the 4 or 5 things that I did before last year, and then I showed all the 5 that I really poured my heart into last year. And it was a success, I guess. And what's interesting is like everyone had different favorites, which was I was hoping and kind of thinking that everyone would be like, oh, this one's my favorite or that one's my favorite. But everyone across the board, it's like different. So I can't get a good read on like which one's the best to submit to festivals.
There's no such thing.
Yeah, I guess not.
No, why can't you submit them all?
Everyone likes different ones.
Why can't you submit? Do they charge you a lot, right? How much do they charge now to get in?
25 to 55, as high as $70 for some.
Well, for shorts, you think they cut it in half?
No, they don't.
Jesus, you know what you got to do? I have an idea. We'll talk after. Make friends with the people who run the festivals because I used to do that, and we'll get you in.
That sounds like a lot of work, and I don't like people.
No. I mean introductions. Forget it. The point is, you're really talented. I was so proud of you. You got up there. It was a big night.
You like some of the movies?
Yeah, I really liked your movie. You know what I loved?
Which one was your favorite?
I know this is cliche, but I love Stanley. The one I love with
the one that I made for free at my house.
Yeah, with your walking your dogs.
See what I mean?
Yeah,
like that one I made by myself.
Just because I love Stanley and your dog, and I feel he's close to my heart. But I love the one that you won. Okay, I felt I never saw your short film festival one because I had to leave.
You had to leave,
and I loved it. I loved that
the one that won the award.
I love how it was shot. Everything that won
by
the
award.
Pedophile. Exactly,
the
about the pedophile.
like
I really love that one. I loved seeing Dr. Drew cameos from like years ago, and you even credited me in one, but I wasn't in it.
No, you were. That's Mormon. That's my I call that my red balloon. There's really no dialogue. It's a Mormon going door to door, doing his thing,
Right.
as Mormons do. The elders, they go knock door to door.
Exactly, which I like that one too.
And
I love that
he was
one,
getting
too.
rejected left and right. And that was you. I don't know if you realize, but the door opens and you can just hear a woman's voice saying, "I'm a Jew." And then it slams in his face. That was you.
When did I say that?
I had you say it in here like months ago. All right, here we go.
Wait,
Let's
dude,
talk
you know
sex.
what's no? Can I tell you what's so funny? I was watching that, going, "Oh my god, I do that all the time." Whenever like religious people come to the door, I'm like, "I'm Jewish."
Do you say that?
Yeah, but I thought
But then
that,
I
but I didn't know it
cast
was
you
me.
perfectly,
So
yeah.
then I'm like, "Why? That's really
You
funny."
didn't recognize your own voice.
No.
You're like, "I'm
The
a
sound
Jew."
it was, yeah. But I'm like, that's exactly what I say, but I don't say that aggressively, but it apparently did.
I
I'm proud of
directed you to say
Okay,
it.
sorry, you guys. I just wanted to, but here's the cool thing. I really enjoyed meeting a lot of listeners, and there were several listeners there who said they listened to Sex with Emily.
Cool.
And then they became an Anderson fan, listening to the After Disaster and Film Vault, and they were there. And I met several people like that, and that made me feel really good that the people are listening to all of our shows and spreading love.
And if we have any youngins listening, I'm going to do another one in the next 2 to 3 months because that was 21 and over, and I know a lot of people couldn't come and they wanted to come, but they weren't old enough. So
Okay, got it. Well, it was a good night, and
Let's
I'm proud
talk
of you.
sex. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
let's talk sex, baby. Well, happy podcast day. Hashtag.
is that what that is?
It's or just hashtag podcast day. It's trending today. I didn't know. Like I looked at Twitter this afternoon. It's like trending.
Like today?
Today.
Really?
I'm like, why didn't I get the memo?
What?
Like, right. I was like, I tweeted. I was like, I'm confused. I thought every day was today's podcast day. I thought every day was podcast
For a lot
day.
of people, for smart people, every day is podcast.
Well, for the last 10 years, I realized it's my 10th year. It's been 10 years of podcast. No, but I'm glad. You know what? If it makes people wake up to watching podcasts, everyone always blames all these holidays on like Hallmark, but I don't think that had anything to do with Hallmark. But I'm glad that, we got a holiday for what we do for a living. And my podcast also, Anderson, a few weeks ago, which was very exciting news, made it to 69 in iTunes overall.
Oh, I saw that actually. You
On
put that on
Facebook.
the old Instagram there.
Yeah, on Instagram. And I was like really proud, like a 200,000 podcasts. It was 69.
Was that's why you put it there because it was the number. Like
but
if it was
it's never-
68, you wouldn't have been like,
No,
check it out.
boring, but
Right.
still, I don't think it's ever been anyway.
If it was number 2, you
and I
wouldn't have.
love. I mean, happy podcast. The thing I want to say is, I love all my listeners because without you, there would be no happy podcast for me. There'd be sad podcast for me.
What does that mean?
It would mean that I couldn't
You'd
have
still
a happy.
do it if you had
I'd
no
have a
listeners?
well, if
That's
nobody.
really
Okay, here's the
sad.
thing: if nobody ever listened to my show, and I just did it, and there was like one download like every Tuesday,
It's you.
I would probably like start another career, and I wouldn't have been able to do what I love. And my goal in life was to sit out and help the world have better sex and relationships.
I
And
love
so
that when
thanks
people
to
say
our
that.
listeners.
They're like,
What?
we couldn't do this without you. It's like,
But it's
yeah,
really
no
freaking true.
shit. Yeah, I know. But I like the idea of somebody saying, you know what? Even if you didn't listen, I'd do this.
No, but see, okay.
I like that.
I didn't. Here's the thing. I started it thinking no one was listening. And here's the other weird thing, Anderson, about the other night is that, and this happened to me at my hustler thing. I know this might sound weird, and maybe you get this too, but yes, we're sitting here in a room, just you and I talking, and I'm not thinking like right now
Oh,
there's
you
millions
can't.
of people
That'd
listening.
freak you out.
Right. So every time I meet a listener, like this couple came up and they said, you really helped us with they told me about their relationship, and I'm not going to say their names, but they're listeners, and they said, there's at your premiere.
Right.
In the hallway. They're like, hey, so we're waiting to have sex till we get married, and we've been listening to your show.
Oh, that's Brittany and John, the Clausens. Yeah.
Okay. They don't care if you say their name?
I made all of that
Oh,
up.
okay, got it. So anyway, the sweet thing was that they were just like, yeah, you've what did I say? Oh yeah, you really, helped our sex life and our relationship. And I thought, we're listening to your show, and I thought, well, that I'm grateful. That's
Did
why,
any-
because my dream to save the world one orgasm at a time is working. Go ahead.
Did any listeners try and take you home?
No.
I
don't think I've had a listener try to take me home.
Really?
I know. I should really
You
sleep with a
shouldn't
listener.
say that. You should not say that out loud.
No, I haven't.
Especially
but
on
the
the
last
show.
night at Hustler Hollywood at the workshop I taught, I'm just telling you guys, it was so cool. It was called Back to Sex Ed Basics. And so I really broke down like all the things that you wish you learned in sex ed, which, they teach us like anatomy, and they teach us like don't get an STD and wear condoms. But this was about like, anatomy they showed you in sex ed class. But this was like, here's these like hot pleasure points on your body that you didn't even know about, like the way certain body parts work. And I went through like how to really touch someone the best, manual stimulation, oral sex. I touched a little bit on everything,
You can do it. You can
But
say
the
it.
thing, a little bit on everything.
Your tongue all worn
But
out.
there was these women who came in who'd been listening to the show for a while. This one woman, Kirsty, and she brought like 10 women. This energy was amazing. It was like their girls' night out. They drove in from like Orange County for the night. Most of them were blonde, hot chick. There was a brunette. I was like, all these hot girls. Nothing to do with blonde, but it was funny because I posted on Instagram. So I was like, oh, brunette blondes. Anyway, they were so sweet. They were so open. They really wanted to learn. And it was funny, like, because at first, when I do these workshops, I'm thinking, do people, do people know this or not? And it was just such an interactive crowd. Everyone asked questions. They learned a lot. And it made me think that this was a great one. And I felt that it helped a lot of people in ways they need to. And I'm proud of it. And I would also like to take it on the road. And so if
should.
anyone wants me to come speak in your city, let me know, because it was like, it went on and on for 2 hours. People were like questions. And then I took everyone shopping, helped them buy vibrators. It was a good time.
Up and down the aisles.
Really?
Up and down the aisles.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm like the sex
Come
toy
on, you
whisperer.
should.
Like,
Look
if
at
anyone's like, I have a tilted cervix and I can only orgasm, leaning on my left
Right.
elbow, I'd be like, this is the vibrator for you.
This is what you do.
Exactly.
Did they have the Jeju Mimi?
They
at the
did.
Osler?
They
Yeah.
did. And I loved it. I was like, here's my favorite. They're like, and it was funny because there was like, my listeners were like, oh, you talk about that all the time.
you do.
There's the Crave Vesper. It's cute.
If
So
you
anyway,
ever do want to like pick up on Emily at one of these events,
what do
just
they have
say,
to do?
Here's what you do. Here's a perfect line. You just go up to her and say, "Hey, will you show me that at home?
Right.
Can you give me a little lesson at home?"
When I come over and check out my Sibian? Yeah, that's right. That's not going to happen.
You got a Sibian at your house?
Oh, yeah.
What?
I didn't tell you
Is
this.
it like furniture? Like, do you say you can sit on the love seat
No,
or the Sibian?
I have to
It's
tell
up
you,
to
this is going to be, okay, Sibian,
Those are like $15,000 automobiles.
No. They're not. They're like, how much are they? I don't know. They're not as much. No, they're like 1,000 something. Okay. But here's the thing.
a lot for an
It is
orgasm.
no. It's not about orgasm. It is about retraining your body sexually and learning how to be more sexually responsive and how to have the most incredible pleasure of your life that you'd never be able to experience without experiencing this toy, because it's the only one that's set up. It's kind of like a saddle. It looks like it's not like big and intimidating. It's the most powerful like toy, and you
Can you sit on it?
Yeah, you
comfortably?
mount it like it's the only one. It's the only product.
Goes inside.
No. That you can mount it like you're in the cowgirl position. So then if you, for example, let's say you have never had an orgasm and you're like not really comfortable with it, you can like try it out and see like how, you could rub on it. It vibrates, obviously but you could also have the attachments. There's like different dildos that attach to it, bigger ones, smaller ones. And then you learn to move. So like if you've never had a G-spot orgasm, you can do that.
Does it have like a little door on the side that you can push and it opens and the attachments are in there?
Yeah,
Is it like
exactly. Oh my
self-contained?
God, dude! I got the cabinet, because here's the thing, I got it and it's just sitting out at my house.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I need some way to I got to cover it up because my house is kind of small.
It's not a transformer. It doesn't
No,
like
but
become
no,
lazy
it becomes
boy.
it becomes like a couch, right? Exactly. No,
That'd
but
be
what
sweet.
happens is they sent me the cabinet, so now it looks like one of those ottomans, that you can take off and store things in. So it's great. I need it anyway. It matches my house, and also here's the other thing: it's not just for women; it's for couples. So think about it. You know how I always talk about how like mutual masturbation
Right.
is a really hot thing? Don't you like you're not gonna freaking answer this. Would you say the typical man likes to watch a woman like get off, orgasm, masturbate?
I know
touch
there's a lot
herself?
of that on the old internet there, so I'm assuming
Okay, right.
so.
So let's say it's your partner and she's, you're touching her, you're kissing her, like you could even climb on it too.
Right.
And like you're caressing her, touching
There's
her.
enough
and
room.
Totally enough room. So it's like, and then you transfer that and then you have sex, but she's getting off. She can give you a blowjob while she's on it. And a lot of couples like learn how to actually have sex on the Sibian. This is not my first time talking about it, but I have just mounted it. Let's just say that.
Oh, okay. Congrats on
And
that.
thank you.
You have
I
a name
broke my
for it?
Sibian bubble. No, people keep asking. I broke my Sibian bubble. I don't want to get attached to.
This is like having a threesome with an ottoman, essentially. Now your family could come over. Your mom could throw her feet up on the chair, right?
Yeah,
And not
wouldn't
even think
matter.
about it.
No, it's leather.
She
It's really
wouldn't have
nice.
no
It's got
idea.
all these. I think men can use it for prostate.
Uh-huh.
It's actually the coolest thing I've ever seen, and I think it's worth the
How
investment.
long did you get it?
How long ago?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I got it probably about a month ago, but I didn't use it until I got it a
break
few
it
months
in,
ago. I
right.
got to be honest, and I really like. Part of me was like, oh, this is going to be, I was really excited about it because, me, like try everything once. I'm a
Right.
trisexual, try everything once. And I thought, it's going to be this thing. But really, I took it out of the box. I plugged it in. It's ready to go. Like, I thought it would be more complicated with all these parts and stuff. And then it's like, take some time on your own, like figure it out. And then it has these really cool dials. It's 30 years old, the Sibian.
What?
Yeah. It's,
But
I
not
mean,
this model. This model. is a
no,
newer
it has
model.
not changed.
What?
Yeah.
30?
It's got like dials
Was
for
it
the
Dr.
vibrator.
Sibian that created it?
No, the most amazing thing, this guy created it.
Was he trying to like
in
make
Ohio.
a weapon?
No, he came to my sex school when I was in graduate school, okay? And he invented the Sibian. And he's like, probably, I want to say that he's probably about like 75, 80 right now. And he invented the Sibian.
Please tell me it was like by mistake though. Like, he was trying to find something that could like buff out your shoes, polish your shoes for you.
His
or
name's
something.
Dave Lampert. And I don't want to say, actually, I don't remember the entire story. I can look right here. He printed his lady. I don't want to talk about the whole story because I'm actually going to get into it more and he's going to be on the show. So he was speaking at my sex school class. He lives in Ohio. His whole family's involved. Like they're so into and this was like 4 years ago in grad school. I was like, wow. And I talked to him after and he's just a lovely man with this great story about like how this is like he wanted to invent something that helped couples. It wasn't like this salacious, thing. And because people, it can get a bad rap or it seems weird, but it's like the family business and he's from Ohio, like a nice guy from Ohio. Anyway, so that's how it got and that's how I met him. So I met the people from Sibi, and they're like, "Well, try it out." And so I was a little intimidated, but then I pulled it out. It was so easy. And then it was like, it has these dials. So like, it's like a spaceship, two separate dials. One's for the vibration, and then one's for if you have the attachment inside of you, the silicone attachment, you could start to rotate that, like G-spot. You could figure out all these things about your body. I didn't go into the attachment part yet.
Not yet.
Anyway, to be continued.
You're not there.
This is going to call the Emily Sibian Chronicles, because I'm telling you, it's getting
After
getting
3 months
interesting.
of dating, perhaps you get to that
right.
point.
But I couldn't believe how easy and great it is. And then I got the thing, the ottoman. It's changed my life.
Cool.
I'm never leaving my house again. So yeah, it's been a big week for sex toys and sex.
You're just Emily's shows from this point on.
No.
Like, welcome to Sex with Emily.
No, it's not. It doesn't have to. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you more about it another time. Yeah,
Let me ask you a quick question.
Please do.
What happened to the vibrating beds?
What do you mean?
The beds, like I'd always see them in movies, where like you go to a sleazy
waterbed?
motel and you put the quarters
quarter
in, and it vibrates. Like I think
That's a really good question.
What happened to those? I missed
think
that
that would make
window
a comeback?
entirely. I've never seen those.
It was like
I can't
heart-shaped
imagine
beds
what
in
they would
Vegas.
do. What would they do for you?
I don't know.
Is sex good when earthquakes are occurring? I never understood, and I never
It's like
got
2
to try one
seconds.
out.
No one's
I
going
never
to come
got
in 2 seconds during an earthquake. Maybe the
I
aftershocks.
think they probably give you a little more than 2 seconds
Well,
for a
the
quarter.
earthquakes only. You said during an earthquake. Earthquakes last like
earthquakes,
6
one
seconds,
in
and you're usually
Alaska
freaking out,
lasted-
taking cover.
19 minutes or 30 minutes or something.
You think
Sometimes
people had
they-
orgasms? They're like, let me get on the ground.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. I don't
the
get
beds,
the
I
vibrating
think
bed.
it was like in movies.
Only movies.
At like seedy hotels in Vegas in the 60s. But vibrating beds, it's funny because they have had all these smart beds lately. Do you remember that bed? It was a Sex and the News story that it was going to measure like how often you got busy.
And it would give you
was
shit if,
text
like, you're not
you. It's
having sex enough.
You guys
Like,
haven't
hey.
banged in 2 days.
A nagging
I
bed.
don't need someone
Nothing
else.
worse.
Yeah, I don't need that. Okay, let's get into a little bit of sex. Oh, I got one more thing to say. Yo, listen to this, people. I'm going to bring you the call-in show that you've always wanted.
Colin Farrell?
Call in.
Oh.
Call into my show on Wednesday, October 7th, 1:30 p.m. to 2 Pacific Standard Time. You got to call in with the number one question you've always wanted to ask me. You won't be there, I'm sorry. But we're doing a call-in show October 7th, and all you got to do is follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or follow my newsletter. I'll give you the phone number before October 7th, and I want to talk to all of you.
Enjoy that show.
I'm sorry you won't be there. You can come. Oh, that's cute. You're going to come to the 10-year reunion. You and Vanessa love each other. Okay.
I will fight him.
What'd you say?
I will fight him.
You will not.
I will challenge him to a duel. I will slap him with a white glove.
Oh, you guys will be cute. It's going to be the best. We're talking to the improv people.
Quick question. Who's Menace?
You're so funny. It's a one-way battle. Okay. So here's the deal. This is our first Sex in the News story that I'm going to break to you, and I have mixed emotions about it. A man molds his junk into dildo for his wife as gift. She gives it to her sister.
Oh, Christ almighty.
You got to hear the details. So have you ever heard of the Clone-A-Willy? They sell it at sex toy stores.
Yes. I didn't know that's what it was called.
It's
but
called
I've heard of people
Clone-A-Willy.
doing this, yes.
And they sell it like good vibrations. You know, if you use coupon code Emily, if you want to get a Clone-A-Willy, you mold your penis,
Right.
and then you give it to your partner. You make a dildo. Here's
Or
the
you sell it
interesting
on
thing.
eBay.
Or you sell it on eBay. But here's the interesting thing. This is from Reddit. Reddit was the infamous Today effed up story. They have like that on Reddit, I guess.
Right.
This is his words. Okay. For an anniversary gift, I bought one of those Clone-A-Willy dildo maker at the local adult store. I molded my junk, gave it to my wife as part of her gift. I never told her it was molded after myself. My wife isn't a prude, however. She never used it or never admitted to it. My wife's sister was over for dinner tonight. Like, this is like real time. Tonight, her husband is out on deployment, so she comes over a lot. We're having conversation, and she tells my wife she's getting lonely without her husband and can't wait until he returns in 5 months to get laid again.
Oh, hold on. I got just the thing.
Yeah. So she says, she goes, go to an adult store. The sister says, I can't. I'm nervous. It makes me anxious. She says, you know what? Wait a minute. I got something for you. She goes upstairs, brings it down, says, here you go, sis. Here's a dildo. I never used it. What'd she say here? And she said, she runs upstairs, comes back down, puts the molded dildo on the table, and says, as you can see, never got around to using it. Sister-in-law takes it, are you sure? And leaves the house, right? Uh-huh. So the guy's saying, my sister-in-law left 2 months ago with my dildo. I don't know what to do. I'm never going to tell. But here's my, first of all, how bizarre is that? Why would he go through all the trouble of molding his penis?
And just did he get embarrassed at the last second? And does she not notice the similarities?
It's somehow similar, but she never used it.
Story's bullshit.
I don't think so.
Bullshit.
I don't think so. Like, I could totally see this happening, but I don't maybe it was in his mind. He's like, yeah, I want to give her a sex toy, but I'd be super jealous if it was anything bigger than me. That could have been it.
That is a very logical
Bottom line, he's in a pickle with his pickle, and that's the story. Okay, yeah, I'm going to tell you one more thing. What?
Can I tell you one?
Please.
Add on.
But you cloned your really
You know,
once too, and it got stolen?
The movie guy. I got the film vault going on over there, and I watched a lot of movies. There's a great movie called The Final Member. Have you heard of The Final Member? It's a documentary.
No.
And it's about the one and only, thank God, penis museum that's actually in Iceland. And they are looking for, the whole documentary is about, they're looking for the final member because this guy has penises of all across the animal kingdom. The one penis he's missing is human, right? So the movie is, it's documentary, real life, the quest to find a actual human penis. And
How
they get
hard
a
could
donor.
that be?
They get an old guy who's like kind of like known as a coxman in Iceland. He's kind of like a famous dude. He's like in his early 90s.
Right.
And he's like, as soon as I die, you can have my penis. And they actually do a mold of his penis, but it goes terribly wrong. Right, so they got footage of this poor old man having like plaster being beaten off his penis, and then they come across an American who wants to give his penis while he's still alive because it
that's
means
sweet.
that much
That's
to him.
loving. See, people
it's
really
a great
care.
documentary. It's called The Final Member. It's on Netflix.
I'll check it out. The Final
Netflix.
Member, where this guy, he has 2 members now. So, anyway, that's one thing. The other story, you didn't like that. I thought that was funny.
No, I
and
like it.
bizarre.
It's just disturbing.
Why is it
Do you
disturbing?
think that he beats off thinking about his
I
sister-in-law
don't
using his
find,
penis?
no.
bet he
I
does.
think he's going to have to
You
let it
don't
go
know,
and
guys.
block it. He's going to have to block it. But I'm just confused why he went through all that trouble. And that's my story. So, okay, here is another thing I got to talk to you about. The best sex positions for women. These are ranked, okay? Remember Joanna Angel? She's been on my show
Joanna Angel.
once.
Yes, I watched her pee on a man once. It's a true
Exactly.
story.
She did Piano Man. And she's been a guest on this show. She's got a website, joannaangel.com, cam girl. She's like a suicide girl-ish, but before Suicide Girls. Cool chick. She
When they were
did this
still
thing
alive.
for Thrillist. What?
While they were still alive, the Suicide Girls, before they killed themselves.
They did not kill her. I had one on my show a few weeks ago. Sorry you weren't here. Moxie from Suicide Girls. It was an awesome show. So if you guys didn't miss that podcast, you should check it out. Even though you weren't here.
Did she have tattoos?
Yes.
Shocking.
Okay. These are the bottom 3 positions. Okay. This was from Thrillist.
This is the worst. The ones
These
they
are
like,
the worst.
you guys
These,
like the least.
these are like the least ranked. I'm not reading them all because it was like a list of 20. This is the bottom of the barrel. And I agree with some of it. 69, number 20 out of 20.
Yeah, the ladies don't
Totally
like that.
agree. It is the worst sexual position
You
ever.
guys can't multitask.
Yeah, and I know, exactly. I can't multitask. When I'm going to have an orgasm, I want to lay back and do it. I have no problem going down on you,
Right.
but I can't do it simultaneously, at all. I can fake it, but I get guys like it, right?
I've heard. Yeah.
Because you're like, my dick's, I can multitask my dick's getting sucked.
Right.
Like, I could, do complicated math,
Poor
probably.
dudes dig it, yes.
Yeah. But for me, it's like,
looks cool, too.
we gotta relax. I don't love it. I don't want to be like, I don't want 69 being shot
I like
in
the
my face.
standing up 69. That's a fun one to watch. It's funny.
Oh, when the one person's upside down
Yeah.
and they're like sucking it. Yeah, that's like an acrobatic move. The other one that I disagree with is standing up. This is the bottom 2. Standing up
You
while
guys are
having
lazy.
sex when they grab you for a second, it can be really hot. Not the whole time, not the entire sexual endeavor. But sometimes if you're like against a wall and a guy like slides you up the wall and you wrap your legs around him, I think it's hot. And this says if you're able to do it, it involves her arms wrapped around his neck and he hoists her up and involves leverage and a chair and blah, blah, blah. And she's wondering if she's too heavy. Oh, that's it. She's wondering if she's too heavy. I never think
you
I'm too
guys
heavy.
get all stuck in your head. I wonder if I'm slipping
No,
because
I'm thinking this is hot because his chest is bulging.
because you're anything but heavy.
That's true. Sorry. Okay,
He's
so
gotta
here's the. You
hang
curious?
on to you so you don't like
Should
float
I
up
take
into
a
the
quick
ethers.
break and come back and tell everyone the top 2?
I feel like that's a good tease, yeah.
Okay. Oh, how about me teasing? Okay, well, this is what I can tell you about. This is my little tease for the tease. Emily and Tony. Emily and Tony down under comfort.
Down on the comfort.
If you want any area on your body, including your balls, back, breasts, feet, if
Elbows.
you chafe at the gym, elbows, this is for men and for women. Not obviously the ball part is for men, but it's like if you use
Ovaries.
talcum powder, it's carcinogenic, it's messy, gets all over the place. This is a replacement for that. It's a cream to a powder formula. It doesn't get all over the place. It smells light and citrusy. It's all vegan. It's a natural, but you guys don't care about that. All I'm saying is if you wear this, you don't wear it at sweating. And if you all of a sudden get a random head, like someone's like, I'm going to give you road head, but you're like, I didn't shower. And then you were wearing down under comfort, you wouldn't have to worry about that because your junk would still be fresh and dry.
Added layer of confidence.
Right. Thank you for being very succinct. And someone tweeted me, it's changed my life down under comfort, Emily. My balls don't stick to my thighs while I'm at work. TMI. Men never want to hear other guys talk about their balls.
Nah.
Okay, so here's the other thing I have to tell you. Go to emilyandtony.com. Get down under comfort right now. Use coupon code Emily for 20% off your first order. And also our massage candles. I'm not going to get into that now, but they're amazing. We have a special new price on those. So check it. What's wrong?
Nothing.
You look like scared.
There was some activity in the hallway. I was trying to figure out what that was.
Where's your dog? I wish she was cuddling with me.
My Stan man?
Yeah.
I know you called Stanley she twice.
No, I do that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
No, I always use dogs with
my
the female
wife's
pronoun.
mom is like that. Like she calls all dogs.
I call all animals she.
Her, and it's like, or maybe she calls them all.
People
he.
think I don't really like their dogs, but I don't mean it. Okay, so here's the top positions ranked. Girl on top.
Girls like that because you guys like the control.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of the perfect positions because it gives us all the control. We have the switchboard. It's like we could be like, I'm going to move up. I'm going to move down. The pace, the depth, the speed. I can rub my clitoris however I want it against you. And men can certainly contribute to this because they grab your hips, pull you forward, all that stuff. So yeah, girl on top is a good one. Number 1, missionary. Missionary gets a bad rap.
Boring bitches.
But it is the most popular because if you're always doing it missionary, like anything else, it could get a little boring.
Missionary's solid. I mean, if missionary didn't exist and you invented it, it'd be the greatest thing ever.
Sometimes you just want a little missionary.
It's a weird world where missionary doesn't exist. But I mean, face to face, right?
In a world where nobody can have missionary
have to forget
sex.
Everything you know for that scenario to take place. But like, it's solid. I mean, it's made fun of a lot. It gets a bad rap, I think. It is the go-to. But
there's some little hacks you can do it too. I mean, I think the reason why we all like it, men and women, is because he's still being kind of dominant and you're feeling like his body on you.
Face-to-face is nice too.
Yeah, you're face-to-face and you can she can also though start to do her things where she she grabs his hips, opens and closes her legs, puts her knees back, wrap her legs around his back. Like a woman's got to participate. She can't lie there like it says here like a starfish.
Fish always get a bad rap too. The fish in my world are constantly moving. They don't even sleep.
I don't know.
Fish
This
are
is
always
Joanna
going.
said. I wouldn't say start, but I'm saying if you don't want to just lie there, I'd be like,
a fish.
But
Dead
okay, that's what I got to say about that. That's what I got to tell you all about the top positions. If you didn't know,
interesting. What country was that? L.A. United States.
Thrillist.
L.A.
It was Thrillist.
L.A.
Probably L.A.
Oh, I'm a dumb person sometimes.
You are a dumb person sometimes.
Hey, you're supposed to say no. You're not.
You're so smart.
Thank you.
What else? There was something else I was going to tell you, but I'm just going to get. Oh, thank you, everyone.
Emails.
Oh, you know it was sweet emails, but there was a woman last night who she said I answered one of her questions on the show, and it was really helpful to her.
What was her name?
Her name was Kirsty.
What was her question?
Her question was about.
I'm joking. We shouldn't do that.
Oh, dude, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, but she's awesome, and she was so sweet, and she brought all her friends, and I love you guys. Big kisses to you, amazing
Big
girls.
kisses. Mwah.
Big fucking kisses. Okay. Mixed signals. Oh, first of all, emails.
Yeah.
Feedback@sexwithemily.com. I read all of your emails, and I try to let you know when I answer them. That's a new system in place, and we want you to know that we try to answer them all. Yeah.
Somebody reads them all.
Yeah, we all read them all.
Yeah, okay.
So the other thing is that when you're emailing me, it's great to tell me your age, where you live, how you listen. Thanks a lot.
Sex.
Okay. Sex. What?
Well, what your sex
Oh,
is.
male, female.
Sometimes it's been confusing.
Yeah. Okay. Emily, I've been married for 20 plus years. We divorced for 2 years and then got remarried again about a year ago. Our sex life has always been great. Recently, she's not been very forthcoming in a prudish way, if that makes sense. She says she wants me to be more aggressive, but I don't get that vibe from her. She seems disinterested about sex most of the time. We communicate great, but I hate having to bring up sex all the time. I need a little bit of help. I hope this makes some sense. Thanks. Sean, 48, Washington, D.C. suburb. Okay, so I read this and I'm thinking, okay. And then I had to reread it again. And I'm like, back up. He was married for 20 years, divorced for 2, another back together. First of all, that's interesting.
That happens more often than people realize.
I guess so. Is it kind of like, so I'm thinking like maybe they're probably in their 50s or like late 40s, mid to late 40s. So if you're just getting back together, it's like makeup sex, like on crack, I would think. Like you're like, oh, we've been apart and stuff like that. And they always had great sex. So I'm curious what's going on here. She could be having some medical issues. Menopause, perimenopause. Is she taking medications? Whatever it is. Because we always have to rule that out. Now, if you never had sex issues before, that's why I'm thinking that it could be something to do with something medical. However, if there's still resentments, if there was some cheating involved, if there was any just unresolved issues, that could also be holding her back. But really what you got to do is just talk to her about it. I mean, you guys are back together again. It's so interesting because when couples, he's like, I don't want to talk to her. When a couple is having an issue with their sex life, no matter who's having it, one partner is having it, it's both of your issue to deal with. So you need to just talk to her about it and be like, let's get to the bottom. Is it that you're not into it? Ask her some questions about it. She wants you to initiate more. So, I mean, I could just go off and say, you know what? She wants you to be aggressive. She wants you to throw her on the bed, try something new, seduce her. But you're saying she's prudish. So I'm confused by that part. I'm saying just don't overthink it. Why don't you plan a sexy night? You must know after 20 years what turns her on. Maybe she likes a massage. Maybe she likes going to a dinner. I would plan a night that revolves around her, and maybe she likes lots of foreplay. I don't know what your wife likes, but you do know. So just don't overthink she's going to reject you. Just try to bring that back. Try to think back to all the great sex you had. Think about one of the most memorable times you guys are at sex and try to recreate that. See what the hell happens.
And the foreplay begins when you open the door for her at the car on your way to dinner. That's where it
Foreplay
starts.
begins after the last orgasm.
Oh, well, that's even
No,
more
but you're
extreme.
right. I don't know what she's into, so this is why it's
But it
so
sounds
confusing.
like, you know what? Make it all about her. Like, that was a great
Make it
point.
about her.
Yeah.
Make it about
set up
her
a
and
whole-
worshiping her. Don't make her feel bad because he says here that he we communicate great, but he goes, I hate bringing up sex all the time. So when I hear that from a guy or a woman, how are you bringing it up? It's all about your tone, your timing. Are you saying, babe, you never give sex anymore? That's the last time she's going to have sex.
Don't
So
ever
you got to
say babe.
reapproach. You got to reconnoiter.
You making up Yiddish words as you go?
Reconnoiter. You gotta figure out the right way to talk to her about this and be straight, be real. Don't make her feel guilt or shame.
Yes.
I'm having a hard time speaking today.
Like Johnny Carson.
Do you know why?
was-
Because I talked for 4 hours last night straight in the workshop. What'd you say?
I think Johnny Carson got married to divorced and married back to the same woman. It's 3 different women, I think. At least 2.
So of his 7 marriages, 2
Maybe more than that, but he'd get divorced and then they'd get remarried. Like, that's a person addicted
and
to
then
marriage.
divorced
like the
again.
weddings.
Right? Exactly. I don't understand that. I actually am always skeptical of.
What happened?
I don't know.
You just said skeptical and you felt raked out. You looked at me
no,
like
I'm like, my nose is stuffy. And
you're
I'm-
doing fine.
Okay.
Kid. You're doing
So
fine.
I'm skeptical always of people who get back together after breaking up.
Right.
Now, sometimes it's great. It works out. If there's a come to Jesus moment, but when you've worked on things, but
Come to
oftentimes, yeah.
What's that?
It means like that moment where you're like, okay, let's, either we're going to make this work or we're not. And you have a come to Jesus moment. It means that the moment of truth, when
Right.
you have a revelation, you think, you know what?
Clarity.
The clarity. This is the person. I know I'm Jewish. I'm saying Jesus. This is the person I want to be with.
He was
And you're like,
Jewish.
it's amazing. What?
He was Jewish.
I know.
It's
I
okay.
get it. But you can't do those things when I'm talking in little things.
I can't.
No, it's hard. It gets me because I'm getting off
Because
track.
you're a lady, I know.
My point is that typically we tend to put our exes on pedestals sometimes. We have this euphoric
idealize
recall. But we same
Idealize
thing.
them, yeah.
Pedestals, idealize, same thing. So yeah.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
So we tend to have this euphoric recall where we think, God, it was so amazing, and we remember all the good things. So I'm often worried about people getting back together when you're just remembering the good stuff. Now, if you also acknowledge there's some things that weren't so great, but we're working on those. We have systems in place to deal with whatever it is, our sex issue, our money issue. Then you might have some help. But if you're just getting back together because you missed each other, not a great idea. Okay, moving on. So good luck to you. Yeah. What? Yeah.
Good luck to you.
No,
Yeah.
Sean, seriously, I'm so glad that you listened. I'm so glad you emailed. And maybe you guys can listen to this together. You know, it's also interesting. A lot of couples I've met lately are like, we listen together and it helps us. And I love that. Because people.
Especially awkward conversations.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like I'm like the third party. Like they're like, you don't want to you don't want to have it, so just be like, listen to this, and then they talk about it after. It's like a book club, but it's a podcast club. Happy podcast day, by the way, for the second time. Okay, ready?
PC day. Go ahead.
I know I wasn't invited, but I'm glad that it's happening.
I think everyone's invited when it's
I know. It's like a
internet
hashtag.
meme type hashtag
I don't
bullshit
know. You just
thing.
think I would have gotten a memo.
Yeah. Happy blowjob day again.
You think I'd be told?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Emily. I'm a new listener and trying to find tips on how to orgasm. I've been married for a little over a year now, and I'm 24 years old. I've never been able to experience one. My husband and I are not comfortable with sex toys, and I've tried doing research on different ways to orgasm. I read that as he is fingering me or inside me, you like that word?
It's a little graphic.
To tighten my muscle until I really intensify it and then release. It's definitely helped the pleasurable experience, but I don't know what an orgasm feels like in order to figure out what I'm feeling or looking for. Any help is welcome. Belinda, parentheses, fake name.
Carla.
Belinda, this is an awesome question because it's actually one of the top questions I get asked is how the hell do I orgasm if I've never had one before? And but there's always different scenarios. So that's why I love answering this question because it's really important and you need to take measures into your own hands, Belinda. So you got to take some time without your partner because what you're doing now is, which is great, you're doing what we're calling what
What is she doing?
she's doing what we call her Kegel muscles. She's
Oh,
Kegel
yeah.
exercises. So she's squeezing and
she just said
relaxing.
muscles. She
Now,
didn't
let me tell you, she's clenching her PC muscles around his penis, which is a great thing to do during sex. A lot of women, have orgasms when they have strong PC muscles.
Mm-hmm.
And have you ever had a woman like clench at your penis when you're having sex?
I don't know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I need another goddamn
It's a
penis
pelvic
here sometimes.
floor?
Yeah, it's a pelvic floor muscles.
Yeah. All right.
She's tightened it. And yes,
George
so that's...
Carlin has a whole bit about
Okay,
this.
I'll listen to
He
that.
calls
So
them snapping
it's a
pussies.
great way, Belinda, on your road to orgasm to do Kegel exercises. But the thing is that you need to have some time alone. Because if he's not going to figure out it for you, like a lot of women think, like someday my prince will come, and so will I.
Mm-hmm.
You think that your husband that you're with, you got to figure it out. Like a lot of women do, that during intercourse is when you have your first orgasm.
Right.
But for many, many, many women, most
by
women,
yourself, ladies.
yeah. So a little time without him. You don't want the pressure, and you really just have to start getting to know your own body. So so usually that starts with like a night where you like lock the door, or I don't know where you have to go. Take a bath, and you seduce yourself. You do all the things that make you feel relaxed and calm. Light a bath, have some candles, play some music.
Open the door for yourself.
Yeah. Open the door for yourself to the bathroom, and then lock it. And then you just want to start getting familiar with your body. So take orgasm off the table. Like I'm getting this sense here, Belinda, that you might not have spent a lot of time just like letting your fingers like run all over your body. A lot of it women don't.
Let instinct
your
take over
nipples, like run, like take a bath, use some lube, get in bed, like just touch your body, your stomach, your inner thighs, like tease yourself. Okay, see what feels good. Pay attention to like what sensations feel good, what don't. Then you get to your clitoris. 8,000 nerve endings. There's a lot of ways to touch the clitoris, okay? That's where a lot of women start. So you want to make sure that, use some lube. It's great to use some water-based lubricant and just start touching yourself. Again, no expectation. Flat fingers, massage circles around it. You might want to put fingers inside and just start exploring, because the more you get comfortable with this and the more you do this, you will be able to orgasm. But here's the other thing, Belinda. It is not an overnight thing. First of all, you've got a lot of probably thoughts in your head about like it hasn't happened. Why isn't it happening? And I have a friend who did on her own, never had an orgasm before. We were in college and she was like, I'm doing this. And she spent 30 days every single night, Anderson, masturbating. And she said, I'm going to get there if it kills me. First week, no orgasm. Second week, no orgasm. But she did it. She tried it. Third week, she had an orgasm. She figured it out. She like explored the fingers. Like, who puts that much time in?
A desperate woman.
But now, she had an orgasm until this day.
Yeah, she hasn't left the room.
No, she's married, kids. She has multi-orgasms every time during intercourse.
Thriving.
Because I believe she spent that time. So I'm saying spend this time. Now here's the other thing. I'm not saying that, Belinda, you could just do this stuff by yourself, try it a few times, but then it's okay to bring your husband in, show him what you're learning even before you get to orgasm, but all this is going to happen on your own at the beginning, and then no problem bringing him into it. Have a good time. Figure it out. And also go to my website, sexwithemily.com, because we've got tons of blog posts on there about masturbation.
She loves her research.
Who does?
Belinda. Here's what I'm hearing with Belinda, too, is like the fake name. She said research at least once, maybe twice. I mean, it sounds like I'm picturing her with like a chart on the wall and, trying to like mathematically solve the orgasm.
She's been researching what she right.
Yeah, so I know you're probably going to disagree with me here, Em. She's 24. Glass of red wine. Listen up a little.
No, that's so funny. Menace always says that.
She needs to get in touch with
chill
herself
out.
and let
Do you
her
think
brain
she's a little
relax.
type A?
I think she's a little
Well,
bit.
I kept saying
relax.
relax.
Right down to the fake name, Belinda. I mean,
A lot of people
who's
use
gonna
fake
know?
names.
Yeah, but Belinda,
But we
come
wouldn't
on.
have known.
Yeah,
Okay,
no one's gonna know.
that's a really
look,
good point.
Sarah
You are
have an orgasm?
intellectually going after a physiological experience.
Absolutely physiological.
So you are intellectually trying to tackle it, and that doesn't work because I tried that too. I had my own
see
orgasm
that
issues
so clearly.
Oh
Emily.
my God, I didn't even know they existed. You've all heard me tell me the story, but I didn't orgasm either. I started having sex.
You were the woman, huh? For 30
I was
days?
that one.
You were the one.
No,
That's
that's
your
my friend.
right?
I wish I did that. I never had that much. I'm not great with routine. You know me. I was like, I'll do it for a day. But I really I started reading about it. But what you realize is that it's not. You could read. You put 100 women in a room, and they're all going to orgasm different. They're all going to masturbate
Together
differently
at the same time?
Yeah.
With each other?
I'm going to do that.
That's
going
great
to be my
movie.
next short film.
Where can I find that?
But what I'm saying is they all touch each other differently. So as much as you research, and I get it, you like research, it's going to be all about your body, and all the research you need is in your own hands right now.
Absolutely.
And in your bedroom. Okay.
All the tools you need. But a Jeju Mimi would help you.
I'm not sure why you guys are opposed to toys. I'm not going to go there right now. But I'm going to say one thing about it. I'm going to say one thing about toys in the bedroom. We use technology in every single areas of our life to enhance it, to have a better experience.
Everything?
Almost ever. Think about how technology has not.
I'm trying to think of something.
Okay. So why not bring something that's battery operated, rechargeable into the bedroom that could enhance your experience? Doesn't replace your experience. Just because I'm on the internet doesn't mean that I'm not interacting with Anderson right now because I'm looking at my computer.
Yeah, she's
It
halfway
adds
there.
to it.
Yeah.
I'm not printing out and wasting
That's
paper
true.
right now.
You're not.
No, I'm just saying people who are opposed to it, it's like, why don't you just try a vibrator and then we'll talk?
Like a dude that masturbates by himself without a fleshlight or anything. That's like one of the only things that technology, if he's not looking at a computer, he's just using his brain old school way. That's like one of the only things you can do in the world that doesn't involve some kind of man-made technology.
That's true, but now it does because
Holy hell.
everybody is surfing their computer.
Most, but I mean, I
Surfing
don't
their
always.
computer, surfing the web. That's true. That's sometimes you use your imagination.
I feel like I'm gonna. I'm.
And not all women use toys either. You know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
that the next generation of kids that are coming up today, they're not going to be nearly as creative or tell good stories because they weren't creating things in
That's
their
true.
minds when they're beaten.
But here's exactly, you're right.
Yeah.
We are the last of the
That's
great
why there's so many
storytellers.
remakes. They can't tell good stories. They're remaking movies
Do you think
over
we're,
and over.
we're the last?
Absolutely. Yes.
The last of the Mohicans. Okay, but there's the other thing I want to say about that is about the technology part, is that it's not that you like need toys. It's just that since only 30% of women actually orgasm during intercourse, and even of those women, it's probably half the time they actually do orgasm. So it's not of any lack, nothing to do with your partner. It could be a million things. Time of month, your mindset. So having a toy there is to help you get there is great. It's a little added bonus. Plus, toys enhance your experience, meaning you might already have orgasms, but then you have one on your nipple, and then you have like a nipple and a clitoral orgasm. Or you have one like, you put it on his shaft or under his balls and you tickle it, and he has this crazy. It's like, it's for both of you, and it's like going to the movies and then getting popcorn. It was great, but when you got popcorn, it's something better. I can say that. That's the first thing came in my head. Okay.
Like going sober, not being drunk while watching a movie. And actually
get drunk?
No, I don't. I refuse. I hate that. I'll never see a movie for the first time while intoxicated on anything. It's
Really? Because it just
I
messes
can't
up.
talk. I'm not allowed to talk about a movie if I saw it drunk. I have no valid opinion. You know what I mean?
Don't you think sometimes you're... But then maybe it's not... Yeah, okay, I get it. How about if you were like...
It'd be like,
on
Fast and
mushrooms.
Furious was awesome. It was so good. Because I was drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No,
totally
I'll
get
go
it.
see a movie like for the third or fourth time for sure.
Drunk,
Hammered,
for sure.
Or on mushrooms.
Right. I was wasted at your movie, so I actually don't remember any.
Oh, you
I'm
bitch.
just kidding.
I saw
wasn't
Natural
wasted.
Born Killers like while on acid. Bad times.
Yeah, it's bad.
Bad times.
It's a waste of time to do it. You're right. Do you watch TV drunk?
I don't really watch TV.
Me neither.
Yeah.
It's on
Who has
my list.
time? Who has time?
Nobody has fucking time.
Yeah.
I don't know if people have time. So,
wait,
okay, one more.
One more email.
One more email.
M-mail, we should call him.
Okay, let's go home.
M-mail.
Okay, ML.
Yeah. It's like email, but it's M-mail.
ML, you're right.
ML.
I'm going to rebrand it. Okay, threesome troubles. Emily, my girlfriend and I, also a girl, have had threesomes with another girl numerous times. It's my girlfriend's fantasy. Anyway, I want to have one with a guy, but I remember talking to my girlfriend in the past about it, and she said no way. She has no desire to watch me or have sex with a guy. This is my fantasy, and I really want it to happen, but I'm just not sure how to convince my girlfriend to go along with it. Should I just forget about it? Thanks, Stacy. Lesbian couple.
Oh, okay.
They have threesomes with girls sometimes, but Stacy wants to be with a guy.
Mm-hmm.
She just wants to do it. So here's the thing. You're in a committed relationship, and it's all about agreements and negotiations in a relationship. So some fantasies that we have to stay fantasies. So if you're truly okay just like letting it go, I would say maybe you guys can just kind of start role playing, during talking about it and seeing if it gets her turned on. Like that's happened to a lot of couples being like, I'm imagining a guy right here, like with you, whatever. That could
Trying
be
to ease
start
her
to
into
it.
it.
Yeah, ease her into it. She could also use a strap on. You could do something where again, role playing, strap on. It's okay, what was I gonna say? So it seems like
She has to figure out what's more important.
yeah.
Having a threesome with a dude or this girl. Because
Well, that's the
it
thing
might be
with
time.
relationships. I know.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like
How
it's
important is it?
right. So if it's not that important, again, it's all about compromise. So you could say to her, or just see, maybe I don't know if you just brought it up because sometimes seeds have to be planted. People need to think about it for a while.
I know a lot of lesbians, though, and a lot of them hate the idea of penis anywhere near them.
Right. Well, I wonder how she'd be if she was with the guy without her around. She's just like, I don't care. I just don't want to see a penis with you.
Perhaps, but perhaps that's a huge violation.
I wouldn't push it. If she's telling you she's uncomfortable, let it sit for a while and then try to do some of the other things I talked about. Role playing enhancement, bring it up again, get to the bottom of it, see it. Maybe, never say never. It doesn't have to die, but it is negotiations and decisions we make in relationships. We all make sacrifices and compromises.
Right.
And thus we don't get to relationships and then we don't have to. Okay, Anderson.
Yeah. It was really good to see you again, do a show. I feel like we haven't done a show in a while together.
I know.
It's been a while.
I know. It's been like a really long while.
Has been a long time.
I just wanted to say one more thing here.
I know. I can tell that you're looking. You're searching furiously through your
everything's
fake
just-
brain, which is your computer, looking for
No,
the
something
thought.
just shut down. Tell me something else. What was your podcast about this week?
Oh, Film Vault. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. We did
Me
top 5
too.
movies that are didn't like the first time you saw them, but you ended up loving after you went back, which is rare, and it's hard to think of movies like, well, if I didn't like it the first time, why would I see it a second time? But there's a pretty decent, healthy list there. Actually, my number 1 lines up with the listeners list, because we always do a top 5 listener list as well, where our producer stockpiles all the answers, the submissions from listeners. Also, we talk about the new movie Sicario, which is going to be a big movie that comes out this week, and
Okay,
we
good.
both talk about that.
I love that you do. I gotta listen because I've been seeing movies lately, and I need to.
I yell
too.
at my co-host quite a bit, Bald Brian from the Adam Carolla Show. I pummel him and scream at him, and he defends himself.
That he doesn't see movies. Or
Oh,
he
I
doesn't
got
listen?
really mad at him this week.
Why?
Because he wanted to talk about the end of Sicario, and it comes out like today.
Oh, you can't ruin. You can't
And he's
be
like, we'll
spoiler.
talk about it at the end of the show. I'm like, no, we don't, not
you
even
can't
that.
do
No.
that. You guys, it's a very delicate
I
art there
know.
to review a
Believe me,
film
I
and
know.
not give it a. You know this. You're a
I know how
genius.
to do it. He can't.
Okay, well, you got to teach
My
him.
bald friend. No, but I always guard him. I make sure that he doesn't give away anything too massive.
Okay, good.
For
I love
me.
it. So check it out. Check out Anderson's podcast.
Film
All I
Vault.
was going to say is that I love you, the Film Vault.
Oh, thanks.
And that I want to thank you, Anderson. I want to thank Madison and everyone in my office, Lori and Alyssa, for being such a great team. Also, like I said, I've got good stuff going down on Instagram. So check it out at Sex with Emily and Twitter and also YouTube. We've got a killer YouTube channel going. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for listening. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. Okay, everybody, it's time to talk about the fleshlight. It is, because I have not even talked to you about it the entire show, and the fleshlight is pretty friggin' amazing. In fact, at my Hustler Hollywood workshop last night, I had some guy show up just hoping to win a fleshlight. So I just had to give him one. We actually gave some away, and he didn't win, but I gave him one anyway.
Oh, how
And then
sweet.
some of the women were like, I want to touch it, feel it. You've been talking about it. It's like part of the family. It's like the longest relationship I've ever had with the fleshlight.
Did you see? Were any of the women trying comparing
Sticking
to
their
themselves
fingers in it.
and
No.
then doing themselves
No.
and going back and forth?
They were like just
what
saying
feels
that
better?
it's like, no, you give them a hand job with it, you use lube with it. It is a male masturbation sleeve. And like I'm saying, it's not necessarily technology per se, but it's something that will enhance your orgasm. It'll give you a different orgasm. You can use it alone, with a partner. It simulates sex. Check it out. Go to sexwithemily.com. Click on the fleshlight banner and use code Emily, and you get a bottle of their award-winning Flesh Lube. Love you all. Thanks for listening.